At 28 years old, I had $11 in my bank account. Not 100, not 1,000, just $11. And the worst part wasn't panic. It was clarity. There was no sudden crisis, no dramatic mistake, no single moment I could point to and say, that's where it all went wrong. It was slower than that, quieter, a realization that built over time that everything I thought was working wasn't. And that's when the question hit me. If hard work alone made people rich, burnout would be a millionaire strategy. But it's not. So what was I missing? Because I wasn't lazy, I wasn't careless. I was trying, showing up, putting in effort, doing what I was told should work. And still, nothing changed. What I'm about to show you is the exact mistake that keeps people stuck for years. And once you see it, you'll start noticing it everywhere. Be honest, do you feel stuck in a loop? You work harder and nothing changes. You save money and something breaks. You finally get ahead, and then life pulls you back again. It feels like progress, but your reality stays the same. You check your bank account before your salary even lands, and you're already calculating what's gone, bills, expenses, small things that add up faster than you expect. And then that thought shows up, quiet but consistent. Maybe this just doesn't work for me. That's where most people lose. Not because they're wrong, but because it feels right. Because after enough repetition, struggle stops feeling temporary and starts feeling normal. But here's the part most people don't see. That thought isn't random. It's not even logical. It's protective. Your brain isn't trying to improve your life. It's trying to keep your identity consistent. And consistency feels safe, even when it's keeping you stuck. I used to think my problem was income, so I chased more money, more hours, more pressure, more stress, less sleep. I told myself, if I just push harder, something will change. But it didn't. In fact, the more I made, the faster it disappeared. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. It wasn't bad luck, it wasn't timing, it was pattern. I would spend to relieve stress, delay decisions that required discipline, avoid checking numbers when I already knew the answer, ignore small leaks that kept getting bigger. Nothing dramatic, but repeated. And repetition is what builds identity. That's when it finally became clear. You're not stuck because you lack effort. You're stuck because your identity rejects the level you're trying to reach. Which means you'll sabotage opportunities, delay action, or avoid discomfort just to stay consistent with who you believe you are. This is the part most people skip because it forces you to look at yourself differently, but it's also the part that explains everything. One night, I was sitting in my car, engine off, streetlights flickering across the windshield. No music, no movement, just silence. I remember staring at the dashboard, thinking, how am I still here? Same situation, same frustration, different day. I didn't feel angry. I didn't feel emotional. I just felt stuck, like I had run out of explanations. I wasn't exhausted. I was mentally cornered. Eventually, I picked up my phone and started scrolling, and then one line stopped me. Wealth isn't something you chase. It's something you become. And something shifted. Not motivation, not excitement, clarity. Because for the first time, I saw the problem clearly. I wasn't making decisions like someone who builds wealth. I was making decisions like someone who expects to lose it. And my results were confirming it. Because your brain doesn't chase success. It protects identity, even when that identity is costing you your future. Here's the mechanism most people never see. You don't rise to what you earn. You default to what you believe you can keep. That's why money comes in and quietly leaves, not randomly, but on schedule. Because anything above your identity feels temporary, unfamiliar, unstable. So your behavior adjusts until you're back where you make sense again. That's the loop, and until you break it, nothing changes. So I stopped asking, how do I make more money? And replaced it with a better question. What would someone who keeps money do today? Not when everything is perfect. On normal days, when nothing feels urgent, when discipline feels optional, when no one is watching. That's where identity actually shows up. And the shift wasn't dramatic, it was subtle. I stopped avoiding my numbers, delayed impulses instead of justifying them, stopped negotiating with myself every time discipline showed up, and made small decisions I didn't feel like making. No hype, no big moment, just alignment. And over time, my results stopped arguing with me. If you don't change this loop, nothing you earn will stay. This is the identity loop most people never break. So here's how you break it. First, delete the script. Write down what you believe about money and question it. Because most of those beliefs were installed before you had any control, and unexamined beliefs don't stay neutral, they run your decisions. Second, install the identity, right? I am someone who, and define actions, not goals, because goals fluctuate but behavior compounds, and what you repeat becomes who you are. Third, normalize wealth. Put your target number where you see it every day, not for motivation but for familiarity, because your brain doesn't chase what's impressive, it builds what feels normal, and what feels normal stops feeling impossible. Let me leave you with this. The money didn't change my life, my standards did. And once those standards changed, the results finally had somewhere to stay. Your life doesn't improve when you earn more. It improves when you stop operating like someone who loses it. If this made you uncomfortable, good. That's awareness. That's friction. That's where change begins. Now do this immediately. Comment. The belief I'm done carrying is, don't wait, because the longer you wait, the easier it is to stay the same. And be honest with yourself. If nothing changes after this, it's not the system, it's the decision. See you in the next video.